Hello, everybody. Orville Susong here along with Zane Garcia. We are in Eau Gallie, Florida, as the Commodores host the First Academy Royals tonight in high school football, week number 4. And they'll be ready to go here in just a little bit. A little bit of rain coming down here on the stadium right now. Hopefully it will pass and we won't have to worry about the rain. But other than that, the wind's nice and cool. Sun is behind the clouds, so it's going to be more of a wet night than it is a hot night. But Zane, Eau Gallie out on the field right now warming up. First Academy brought a lot of guys.
They did indeed, and I will say Eau Gallie without Joseph Allen is a completely different football team. So really tonight they're going to have to bring a different type of mentality to face these big boys from Orlando. The First Academy has already played some of the top teams in the nation, playing Milton and Georgia, and playing some other big teams in Alabama as well. They won last week over Treasure Coast 57-7, which was a good win to get their first win of the season. But Eau Gallie is going to be a different test for this First Academy team. They will be ready. I mean, they were out here warming up, so they'll be ready for this game. But Eau Gallie, as well as First Academy, with a lot of talent on both sides of the ball.
Eau Gallie comes in with 2 wins, 1 loss. First Academy Royals, with their record, excuse me, they're 1-2. But like Zane said, they played the number 5 team in Alabama, lost to them, and they played one of the top 5 teams in Georgia, and they lost to them. Treasure Coast being an easy target for them when they came back to Florida after playing these 2 humongous teams in Alabama and Georgia. First Academy was ready for a win, and they sure put it on them, 57-7. So, somewhere I would guess between the first and second quarter they had a running clock.
Yeah, you would say so. It's not fun when you have to just endure that for the first couple quarters, but the running clock probably ended the suffering. The First Academy coming in here with the number 9, I believe, position in the state of Florida. So very highly ranked within the state. One of the top 70 teams in the nation as well. Eau Gallie is highly ranked themselves. So this will be a really big-time matchup for both teams. I think that Eau Gallie wants it a little bit more. They want to prove themselves. Without Joseph Allen, this team has been a little bit more one-dimensional, just running the ball, relying on Xavier Larice, Xavier Corbin, TJ Monroe, Donovan Richardson. They've been relying on some of those guys to fill the void, but tonight against a team like this, you'd have to imagine Orville, they're going to have to open it up a little bit.
Yeah, with the loss of Joseph Allen, you're right. They went to Corbin Moore and Roll Moore. All 3 of them, only 1 touchdown each in the air receiving. So that tells you they're not throwing the ball a lot. But if you're going to count on Xavier Corbin, he's at 128 yards a game. So he has got to be the guy that they go to. And it wouldn't surprise me if we see him in the Wildcat position tonight, where they're just going to run him straight out of the quarterback position, maybe a little flare pass here and there. But, we watched First Academy down on the field just a little bit ago. They brought a huge, huge team. Their front offensive and defensive line are huge, and that's going to be another reason that Eau Gallie will have a little bit of trouble. Number 1, running the ball, and number 2, stopping First Academy.
Well, in my preview and what I talked to you a little bit off air is some of the keys to victory for this Eau Gallie team. And really, I think the main ones being time of possession and really limiting the penalties. If you can stay above the sticks, not get into 3rd and long positions, not give yourself a chance that if you do have a 4th and 3, 4th and 4, that you don't feel like you have to punt it away. I mean, based on field position, you might just have to, but you want to give yourself an opportunity to pick up the first down and win that time of possession battle, because as we talked about, Orville, this TFA team is coming with a lot of weapons, and if you allow their offense to have 6, 7, even 8 possessions in a quarter, then it could be a long night.
They'll put up a lot of points. But you go back to it. We talked about Eau Gallie with 3 touchdowns in the air. Passing for First Academy, they have 2 quarterbacks. Brian Dillard is their number 1 quarterback. He's thrown 4 touchdowns in the air. And their second quarterback, Landon Holly, he's thrown 3. So between those two, 7 touchdowns. Brian Williams, their top receiver, with 3 touchdowns. And Demetrius McRae, he adds 2 touchdowns to it. So they're very easily in the air. They're very comfortable. Jalen Powell, 62 yards a game rushing, and Brian Dillard also in the rushing. He averages 56 yards a game. So between those two guys right there, there's 130 yards on the ground. So, and if you look, like I said, if you look at the offensive line for First Academy, it's going to be tough for Eau Gallie to keep them guys under their average.
They do definitely have some big boys up front, and if you're Eau Gallie, really you want to be able to slow down the run and force them to throw it, especially with the conditions that we're having. Rain has already started to trickle in here, so with wet conditions, it's going to be more favorable to run the ball rather than put it in the air. But if Eau Gallie can slow down the Royals a little bit on the ground and force them to throw the ball, that's probably favoring the Commodores. It's what you would want a little bit. Obviously, we kind of know what the Eau Gallie Commodores are going to be doing. They're going to run the ball whether it's raining or not. So it'll be pretty interesting to see if the Commodores can slow down that rushing attack for the Royals. This is a big-time game right here between a team from Orlando and a team from the coast in Eau Gallie. So an out-of-county, non-district matchup between two teams who are really respected in their area. So both these teams, I would say, are within the top 10 teams in Central Florida football itself
at the present time. And, we talked about the scoring and stuff, but Eau Gallie's averaging 70 points. They've averaged 24 points a game over the 3 games that they've played. First Academy's averaged, they've averaged 100. First Academy's averaged, they've scored 109 points and gave up 69. Eau Gallie has scored 70 and gave up 67. But the 69 yards that they gave up were against 2 really, really good teams. And 57 of the 109 points they scored all came against Treasure Coast last week. So it's kind of a lopsided thing. So you really, you can't put a lot into that other than, you look at numbers don't lie.
Yep.
You look at the numbers and you say, wow, this is amazing. But if you know the background of the 3 teams, the 3 teams that they played, it gives you a little more perspective that Eau Gallie and First Academy are not that far apart.
Yeah, I think if you look at the matchups, obviously on the other side of the ball, TFA has played some harder competition than Eau Gallie has. But you look, I look back at that game 1, which Terry and I did ourselves, and it was a 31-41 game between Vero Beach and Eau Gallie that really, if you looked at it at the beginning, you could say this game could have went either way, and it was the injury to Joseph Allen that kind of changed the trajectory of that matchup. So there's a lot of talent all the way around, and we are going to take a moment as they are playing the national anthem. rain, sleet, snow, it does not matter. People are showing up for Friday night football, and I think that this one is going to be an exciting one, especially with the weather conditions, Orville, that might change really what type of game this could be for both sides.
Oh, absolutely. Eau Gallie, especially if they're not going to throw the ball anyway, and they're going to have to run it. That just makes it one-dimensional, but could make the other team, First Academy, one-dimensional too. But while we have an opportunity, we want to give you the referees tonight. The ref is Rusty Hughes, the head linesman Matt Cashman, the line judge Craig Dix, the umpires Jeff Schmidt, side judge is Jan Whitewood, field judge Larry Torch, and the lady on the scoreboard tonight, Miss Sable Williams. So we want to thank everybody, all of the officials, for coming out. And Sable is the only smart one. She's in the press box with us. She's not going to get wet. All the other guys are going to get wet. So that's the way it is. So the Eau Gallie Commodores come in with a record of 2-1. First Academy Royals with a record of 1-2. But again, as Zane Garcia explained to you earlier, they played a top 5 team in Alabama and lost. And they played one of the top 5 teams in Georgia, and they lost. So nothing wrong with that right there. They took it all out in one game last week against Treasure Coast as they beat them 57-7. So Treasure Coast knew that the First Academy was in the house for sure.
I think that this is one of those games, Orville, that both sides are really wanting to base how talented their team really is. Obviously, with the 57-7 win, it looks good, but you want to play a team that really has some star power on their side and can give you a better battle in state at least. So Eau Gallie is one of those teams. They have multiple players that will be going on to play Division I football, led by really, you could say, he's an athlete, not just safety. Xavier Larice will be headed to Oregon. He is right there, number 11, one of our captains of the Eau Gallie Commodores. So both sides will be getting ready for this coin toss in just a moment. But I'd like to highlight some other games around the county before this one starts. Orville, we have some good ones in the county. If you are watching on Space Coast Daily, we have Merritt Island and Palm Bay. That'll be Zach Clark on the call over there. That should be an exciting one as well. Heritage Cocoa should be a big one. I think Heritage really felt like they could win that game a week ago against Eau Gallie, fell short, and this Cocoa team with a not so impressive performance against Vero Beach, they're probably wanting to bounce back in a big way, so they'll be looking to take the field and really get back on the winning side of things. Coco's known to be the quote-unquote top of the top, best of the best in Brevard County, and to fall the past 2 weeks, they really, really want a win. So Heritage and Heritage and Cocoa fares to be a pretty good game as well. But tonight we have the First Academy Royals and Eau Gallie Commodores. So they'll be walking up to the coin toss right now.
We'll get the captains for you here in just a second.
Yeah, captains for the Eau Gallie Commodores, as mentioned, is going to be number 11, Xavier Larice. Number 22, that's Daniel Tollivert. Number 50, that is Savion Johnson. And then number 51, that is Tyshawn Lang. For the First Academy Royals, at big number 62, Tristan Thomas. That is number 3, Brian Dillard. Number 18, Blaze Jones. And can't see that last number.
77.
77, that is Chancellor Barclay.
So both teams out at the 50-yard line now. They'll get ready to send the coin in the air, see who gets to kick off first and who gets to receive. Again, the weather's very nice. If you're going to come down, please do. There's plenty of room. Bring a umbrella and a little windbreaker, and you should be just fine. It looks like some of the rain has already moved out. It sprinkled for just a few minutes, about 5 minutes before we got started on the air, and it's kind of slowed down, and it looks like everything's going to be right. We're going to have a good team, or a good game, hopefully under the lights and not under the weather.
Yes, it looks like the weather has started to clear out, so both sides will be excited to take the field, and hopefully it's not going to stay this way. We want to keep the weather clear if we can see some great football by both sides. So tonight it will be TFA in the white and blue, and Eau Gallie in the red and white. So both sides getting ready to take the field here.
So real quick before they get started, let's talk a little bit about First Academy. Last year, they were kind of out of the running. They had some recruiting problems. They ended up having to forfeit all the games through penalization from the FHSAA, but don't count them out. This team that they brought here tonight to Eau Gallie has got a ton of talent on it, and they're here to show you that they can play. And like Zane said earlier, for Eau Gallie's got to limit the penalties, create turnovers, and big time, I think this is the most important one of all. Clock. Run the clock as long as you can. Stay on the field offensively. Eau Gallie lost last week on the road to Vero Beach. But the biggest loss for Eau Gallie, the first game they lost to Vero Beach, but the biggest loss, and we talked about it before pregame, was Joseph Allen.
Yep.
And that changes the whole dynamics of this football team, especially on the offensive side, because Allen, with a terrific arm, doesn't get happy feet behind the center when the routes are being ran. He knows where his guys are supposed to be. They know where they're supposed to be.
Right.
And it's just now they lose their number one quarterback and a very, very talented young man. And now they have to rely more on the running game than they do on the passing game. So it looks like Eau Gallie's going to kick off.
Eau Gallie will get ready to set this ball and kick it off. A little bit of wet condition, but we will be kicking off here.
And we want to remind you this first quarter of the Friday Night Locker Room Space Coast Daily High School football game brought to you by Auto Expo 95 and sponsored as always by Erdman Automotive. It's going to be a slow kick taken at the 32-yard line. Going around and going to the middle is Jamali Brown. And he's hit at the 39-yard line and dropped right there. Only a gain of about 9 yards on the kickoff. Surprising that it was a short kick.
It is a little bit surprising. That gave the Royals great field position to start this one. So a little bit of an interesting decision right there to do the pooch kick and kick it short. So the Royals will start with excellent field position. Eau Gallie will try to get a stand right here. You want to win the possession battle, but you also want to win the battle in field position. So if they do stop them right now, TFA could end up pinning them deep.
So we'll show First Academy first. They'll be on offense. Quarterback in the shotgun position, running back, one man in the backfield trying to get outside. He does for about 4 yards, and that's it. Running the ball for First Academy is Jalen Powell, and getting the first tackle there will be number 10, Serlando Wiley. So second down, and they gave him a yard, so it'll be second down and 9.
It's going to be hard to beat this Eau Gallie team running outside. A lot of speed on the edge.
Man in motion for the far side, and they give him the ball. He gets around the outside, breaks a tackle at the 44, gets up to the 45-yard line. And that'll be a gain of about 3, and it's going to be third down now. And about 4 yards, 5 yards for a first down. No huddle offense now. First Academy ready to go. In the shotgun's a quarterback. Wants to throw, pulls it down. He's going to run around the outside, and he slides past the 50-yard line, and he'll get a first down. That'll be the first down for First Academy and the first down for the ball game.
smart decision there by the quarterback. Don't see anything open. Take what the defense gives you. Run for the first down.
Colson Wild now. Colson Gill, he's wide left for the Royals. Handoff to the running back. Hit at the line of scrimmage. Breaks a tackle. Still on his feet, but they'll drop him at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Have to say, Jalen Powell's looking pretty slippery out there, able to elude some tacklers, but a swarm of Commodores able to find him before he gets too far downfield.
Jalen Powell now on the line, one receiver wide left, two receivers on the other side. Man in motion coming this way. They give it to him, and that is Jamari Brown. Cuts it back the other way, hit hard and dropped. They're going to give him about 2 yards on the play. The tackle that time knocked him all the way back to the initial line of scrimmage. Now it's going to be 3rd down, and we'll call it 7.
Excellent
for the
play
Royals.
there by Captain Roll, just a freshman. He came in there with a nice tackle as it looked like number 1, Manny McKinney, had plenty of room to run on that opposite side of the field. But Roll came in there and speared him down.
So they're going to put the big fellow, number 88, John Jackson, in the backfield. He's about a 300-pounder. He's going to be blocking for it, and the quarterback keep up the middle. They're going to stop him. Great defense that time by the linebackers for the Eau Gallie Commodores, and they're going to stop him short of a 1st down. It's going to be 3rd down, and we'll call it 4th down.
So great stop there by the Commodores as the Royals tried that read option, run up the middle, nowhere to go.
Brian Dillard now the quarterback, number 88, the big fella, Deion Jackson, still in the backfield. From the shotgun, here's the snap. He's going to roll to the far side. They're going to be after him. He throws it. I don't know if he's out of bounds or not. It looks like it was caught, and it is. It's caught at the 27-yard line of Eau Gallie. That'll be the 2nd 1st down for First Academy.
That's nearly one of the keys to victory right there that Eau Gallie was unable to do, is if you get them to a 4th down, you got to stop them.
Hand off to the running back, trying to get to the outside. He'll pick up 3 on the play. Nice handoff by Brian Dillard to the running back, and it'll be 2nd down, and we'll call it 7 from here. 2nd down and 7, 8:45 to go as we take a look at the State Farm Insurance scoreboard. And this is the first quarter here at Eau Gallie High School as Eau Gallie hosts First Academy. 2nd down and 7 now. Again, Brian Williams wide left. No receivers on the far side. 3 on the near side. From the shotgun. And we're going to have a timeout.
Yep.
So we have a timeout here called, I believe, by Eau Gallie. So at the 8:45 mark here in the first quarter, no score here from Commodore Stadium.
I would say that's exactly what Eau Gallie cannot have happen, is the quarterback rolls out, and really in pursuit was nearly half of that defense by Eau Gallie, and unable to get him, he rolls out and finds his man downfield for a 1st down. If you're Eau Gallie, you cannot allow them to get 1st downs on 4th down, but conversely, if you're the Royals, you got to be pleased with how the execution worked on that play itself, but you want to force them to throw it. You don't really want to give them running room, so you got them where you want them, but had a man open.
2nd down and a long 7 now. Quarterback shotgun position, 1 man in the backfield. Hands it off to the running back. Runs into the back of one of his own men, but knocked down at the 19, short of the 1st down. But it's going to be 3rd down and short for the Royals as they are inside the 20-yard line of the Eau Gallie Commodores. Again, no huddle. They're all set up to go on the far side. Dominic McCray wide right. And they get the running back that time.
Excellent play there by Gabe Player, number 4 for the Eau Gallie Commodores. He came around the edge and flew in there for a tackle to save the potential 1st down and more. So 4th and short once again.
4th and 2 for the Royals. Here's the snap, shotgun, handoff. The quarterback keeps it. He's going to get the first down, slides inside the 15-yard line. They'll pick up 5, and it'll be enough for a first down. It'll be first down for the Royals inside the Eau Gallie Commodore 15-yard line.
What a great decision there by the quarterback, Dillard. He knew that the edge rusher was going to come for the running back.
Running back again trying to get to the outside. That's Powell. And he'll pick up about 5 yards on the play. He'll get down to almost the 10-yard line. We'll call it the 11. So they'll give him, it'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Royals. 7:25 here in the first quarter from Eau Gallie.
Really methodical drive here for the Royals.
Brian Dillard, quarterback, in the shotgun position. Powell beside him, man in motion. They fake it to him, give it to Powell underneath. Still on his feet inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line. That's going to be enough. Actually, it looks like the 4. That's going to be enough for a first down. They'll move the chains. That's the 4th first down for First Academy on this opening drive. They took the the kickoff, and they've had the ball now all the way down inside the 5. 1st and 10. Again, Jalen Powell in the backfield. Quarterback Brian Dillard. Shotgun, fakes it. Nope, hands it off to Dillard. Hands it off to Powell. He's inside the 5. So it'll be 2nd down and goal.
Great pursuit once again by that Commodore defense.
We're going to have a timeout on the field. We have an Eau Gallie Commodore that probably got a cramp. He just sat down on the 5-yard line. They're going to go out and check him. We're going to have an opportunity. I want to thank Al's Trophy Shop in their 2 locations here in Brevard County, one in Melbourne, the other on US 1 just north of the beach line. That's Al's Trophy Shop for all your trophy plaques, all your trophy plaque needs. Give them a call. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful night here. Looks like the clouds are kind of smoothed out now. The dark clouds that are over the beach area. Maybe Cocoa Beach is getting rain right now. But so far it looks like we're in good shape.
Once again, thank you everyone for tuning in to the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily. Orville Susong, Zane Garcia. Everybody saying glad to have Orville back. It is indeed.
Okay, it is indeed what?
Glad to have you back. It is indeed glad to have you back.
Oh, geez. Let me tell you, I'm happy to be back. This has been what I've went through the last 6 weeks has been the biggest thing is I miss doing high school football and that and doing stuff with Steve, and we've both been kind of under the weather. He's still another week or 2 away from being able to get back out, but back we go. 2nd and goal. Quarterback in the shotgun position. He's going to run it behind number 88, the big fella, and it's going to be a flag on the play. They call it a touchdown, but they're going to call it back. It's not going to be illegal shift,
Yep.
I believe.
Yep.
And that will bring it back, and that'll keep them inside. That'll bring it back to about the 12-yard line. And now it'll be, they're going to back it up.
So to about the 6.
Yeah, 6-yard line.
Yep. It looked like they were about to do the tush push right there.
2nd down, same formation. Quarterback keeps it right up the middle. Eau Gallie's going to stuff it. Still on his feet, though. Brian Dillard moving the ball well. He's inside the 5-yard line, down to about the 2. And now to be 3rd down and goal for the Royals. Situation here, the Royals took the ball at about the 28-yard line on their own side of the 50. They've made 4 first downs now, and now they're inside the 5-yard line of Eau Gallie, knocking on the door to put the first points on the board. And it will be for First Academy if they're successful. Look for Gill, number 11, to get the ball. Quarterback's going to keep it. They're going to stretch him out. He's hit hard, turns inside, and he gets it. Nice run. That'll be a 6-yard run for the quarterback, Brian Dillard. And First Academy goes on the board first.
So the touchdown scored by the quarterback, Brian Dillard. And that's a very, very methodical drive, Orville, taking 6.5 minutes off of the clock. So 5.5 minutes left here in this first quarter. The Royals put the first touchdown on the board. Eau Gallie's going to have to follow it up with a similar drive themselves.
Vance Fonza Jr., he'll be the one to attempt the extra point. Here's the snap, and Eau Gallie's going to jump off sides. We'll see if they were drawn off sides. Nope, it's going to be against Eau Gallie, which means about, what, a yard?
Yeah, they'll move them to the 1.
Half the distance to the goal or something.
And the Royals are going to call their offense back onto the field. I'd imagine we're going to see the Royals turn into the Eagles right here and push Dillard right into the end zone.
Well, they got the big fella, number 88. That's Deion Jackson. I'd say he's a 300-pounder, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's some big boys up front for the Royals.
They're all big guys. So the quarterback in the shotgun position, man in motion going to the far side. Here's the snap, going to follow and throw to, and it's knocked down. They tried the two-point conversion, and a great job for Eau Gallie defensively, and they'll hold the Royals to only 6 points, and that comes at the 5:31 mark here in the first quarter. So two-point conversion, no good. The score after at the 5:31 mark, the Royals 6. And the Eau Gallie Commodores waiting to get the ball.
Yeah, we have an injured Commodore on the field. It looked like it was number 5, freshman Captain Roll. That's not the player that you want injured if you're Eau Gallie, as he is a threat on both sides of the ball, cornerback and receiver, but looked like it could have just been a cramp, so he should be okay.
Yeah, they're going to walk him off here, so that's a good sign. A little cramp maybe. Maybe he got punched in the stomach or something, and he's got a little air out there. They'll walk him off and get him some air. So now the Eau Gallie Commodores, we'll see them on the offensive side for the first time. Nice drive by the First Academy Royals. Took up over, 6 minutes?
Yeah, 6.5 minutes.
6.5 minutes. They had 4 first downs, and then Brian Dillard, the quarterback, 6-yard run up the middle. 2-point conversion, defensively knocked down in the pass, knocked down in the end zone. So right now it's the Royals 6 and Eau Gallie waiting for the ball for the first time. Vance Fawns gets ready to kick it off. 2 receivers back deep. There's a bounce. It's going to hop up, taken at the 10, the 15, the 20. Missing the first time, cuts to the outside, 30, 35. And that's a great one. Watch out for the bench.
And it looks like
Xavier Corbin.
There was a penalty thrown there. That might be a late hit out of bounds. So tack on an extra 15 yards by about the 45. It looked like he was taken out of bounds.
Xavier Corbin takes it at the 10, runs it all the way up to the 45-yard line. And it's going to be a personal foul against the Royals, and they'll walk it off. They'll go into, before their first play, Eau Gallie will be inside the 40-yard line of the First Academy Royals. So we'll see Eau Gallie setting up at the Royals 40-yard line, 1st and 10.
That's a great momentum play there if you are the Commodores, to not only get a great return, but the penalty tacking on too. So
2 men in the backfield. Quarterback keeps it around the outside. He's at the 40, knocked down at the 41-yard line. That's Xavier Larisi. Is that how you say it?
Larice.
Yep. So he'll pick up a short yard, so it'll be 2nd down and 9 for Eau Gallie.
Yeah, Larice tried to find the edge there, didn't really have much. And as I said about the Commodores defense, the same can be said about the Royals defense. You're not going to have much room to run on that outside. A lot of speed and size for both defenses. You're going to have to play some smash mouth football tonight, Orville.
That's for sure. quarterback in the shotgun position, one running back. And that is Donovan Richardson, the junior. He's on the left side of the quarterback. One receiver top, one receiver bottom wide. Here's a man in motion. Hands off to the man in the motion, trying to turn the corner. And he's not going to do it. He's going to be caught at the line of scrimmage and dropped. It's going to be 3rd down and 9 for Eau Gallie. Good defensive play, stretching out that play so we could get some help on that side to make the tackle. And actually, they're going to say he lost a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 11. So here's where you have to worry. 3rd down and 11. You would expect Eau Gallie to put it up. Xavier Larice in the quarterback position. Shotgun. 2 receivers top, 1 receiver on the wide bottom. Here we go. Man in motion coming to the near side, turns around and goes back. And they're going to throw a flag because he crossed the line of scrimmage before the ball was snapped. It'll be a false start on Eau Gallie. They'll take it back now. It'll be 3rd down and 17.
Yep.
I was slow on my mouth there, sorry.
That was one of the keys is you cannot have penalties that are going to put you in 3rd and long, 4th and long. So this is a big play right here for Eau Gallie. You don't need to get the 1st down to be able to go for it on 4th down, but you really need to get a good 10 to 15 yard gain right here to give yourself a shot.
So here we go. It's 3rd down and 17. Quarterback in the backfield all by himself. 1 receiver on the bottom, 1 receiver on the top, 1 slot. Here we go, man in motion. They'll fake the handoff. Quarterback keeps it right up the middle, and he's going to get maybe 3 or 4, still shy of the original line of scrimmage. And it's going to be 4th down, and Eau Gallie will need to punt. So Eau Gallie's first series tonight, they go 3 and out. They'll have to punt the ball back to First Academy. Nothing surprising there, all on the ground, no ball in the air, no thrown pass. So Eau Gallie will kick. And it looks like they're going to come after the kicker. There's nobody back. There's a snap. Oh, they don't do that anymore, do they? There's a kick. And it's going to hit at the 15-yard line inside the 10. And they're going to drop it at about the 6-yard line. Great punt for Eau Gallie. Nice job by Xavier Lacrease. And now we'll see First Academy for the first time.
First Academy going to take over once again on offense. That first drive ate up 6.5 minutes on the first quarter, and now with 2:10 left in the first, they probably, I imagine, will, unless they have a huge play, will use up the rest of this first quarter. So it looks like they're going to have a false start on the offense on that play. So there's going to be a re-punt happening.
Yep, there you go.
Larice is going to have to put another one.
They'll move it
in
back
the pocket.
5 yards. Yeah, they'll move it back 5 yards. So while we have a second, we want to thank Swab Derico Smith for watching. Josh Woods is watching. Terry Hill Luke used to be Deborah's neighbor across the street. Hope everything's all right with you. And Shalene Heron, thank you. Anchors down Eau Gallie. So a few people want to say thank you for watching the Friday Night Locker Room. Zane Garcia, Orville Susong live from Commodore Stadium. So the Eau Gallie Commodores are going to punt it again. Had a great punt last time. Let's see if they can do it this time. Oh, it's a good one again. Nope, it takes a First Academy bounce. They need to stop it, and they do about the 18-yard line. So again, we'll see the Eau Gallie Commodores going out 4th, 3rd and out. They punt it back, and here comes the rain. I'm glad we're inside.
Rain coming in, so it'll be interesting. I don't think the Royals are going to put the ball in the air here. And that first drive, I think the Commodores did I would say, a pretty good job of slowing down the run. It was just that extra push by those big boys up front for the Royals that was hard to stop.
So the Commodores will line up. Wide left will be Colson Gill. One man wide right. Here's the snap. They're going to run it or attempt to. They get to the outside and wrestled down. There goes a helmet from one of the Royals. Well, I wouldn't rip that guy's helmet off. He's pretty big. Number 50, Sean Kuntek. He loses his helmet. Now, will he have to? Yeah, he has to go off, right?
Yep.
Okay, he has to go off for one play. In comes a guy even bigger than him, number 74. So we're all set to go. It'll be second down and about 4 for the Royals. Quarterback in the shotgun position, running back McCray in the backfield with him. Hand off to McCray, trying to get around to the outside. Got a couple blockers, and he's caught from behind, believe it or not. Great defensive play by the Eau Gallie Commodores. They'll lose a few yards.
Yeah, that was number 23 for the Commodores, Ethan Marrero.
So to be third down now and long for First Academy.
Excuse me, that was 22. That was Daniel Tolliver, one of the captains, in there for the tackle.
From the shotgun, hands off to the running back, trying to get around to the outside. He's going to be caught again, and he's down at the 21, and they'll lose more yardage on it. They'll back it up. It's going to be fourth down, and it looks like they lost maybe a yard on that play. So it should be fourth down and 7, maybe 6. So back for Eau Gallie will be John Pierre Forda. How do you say that one?
That's going to be TJ Monroe back
Oh,
there for the Commodores. That's going to be a short punt, and that'll once again give the Commodores pretty good field position. They're going to be taking over right about the 43-yard line. So with 8 seconds left in the first quarter, it still is TFA Royals leading 6-0 over the Eau Gallie Commodores, but we're going to see the offense back on the field. And really, this is the type of game that the Commodores wanted, Orville. They want a game that's kind of dragged out, not going to be too many possessions for both sides. You want to keep that offense for TFA really sustained and not really able to have the ball too much. So it's kind of what the Commodores would want right now.
so to be first down for the Commodores at their own 43-yard line. Empty backfield for Eau Gallie. You have trips on the bottom, one receiver wide left. Man in motion coming to the near side. He'll stop next to the quarterback. Quarterback hands off. So he's got a nice run up to the 49-yard line, and that's Richardson. And he'll pick up about 6 yards. We're looking at second down and 4 for Eau Gallie, and then we have a timeout on the field.
That'll be the end of the first quarter. TFA 6, Eau Gallie nothing. Once again, thank you all for tuning in to the Friday Night Locker Room. We have the legend back in the press box, Orville Susong. My partner for the past couple of weeks, Terry. If you are watching, good luck tonight for you as well, as he is in Houston doing the Houston Cougars and Colorado Buffaloes. That's a big-time game.
Yeah. We want to say hello to John Tiffany Courtney. He says, let's go Eau Gallie. And thank everybody, like Zane said, to watching the Friday Night Locker Room live on Space Coast Daily TV. We start the second quarter with the Eau Gallie Commodores now going from south to north. They're at their own 49-yard line. And it'll be second down. We'll call it 5. Man in motion going to the far side. Quarterback keeps it. Oh, no, he handed it off. What a fake there by the quarterback. Running back goes around the far side. He'll have enough for the first down. He'll end up inside First Academy territory. They're going to spot the ball at about the 47-yard line. First down for the Eau Gallie Commodores. They didn't get one in the first quarter. They went 3 and out. They only had 4 plays.
It'll be Larice once again in that wildcat position. The handoff up the middle, not really much room to go, as it was Corbin that took the handoff. Now we've seen Corbin run the ball really well up the tackles, but with this huge front that the Royals has, it's going to be hard to run it right up the middle on TFA. So no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 10 as the Commodores huddle up and get ready to go at it again on 2nd down.
Here we go, 2nd down and 10. 1 receiver bottom, 1 receiver top wide. Quarterback in the shotgun position. And they're going to
we're going to have
false start.
Yep, we're going to have a penalty, and that's, don't want to reiterate it, but that's one of the things mentioned before the game, Orville, is Eau Gallie does not want to stay behind the sticks, and 2nd and 15 is not really where you want to be.
I want to say hello to Brian Fisher. He's watching tonight. Thank you, Brian, for picking up the picture and the feed. 2nd down and long now, 15 15 yards for Eau Gallie. Quarterback in the shotgun position all by himself. We have trips to the left. 2 receivers on top. Man in motion going to the far side. Handoff. Tries to get around the corner, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage. They're going to lose 1.5 yards, maybe 2. And it's going to be 3rd down and really long for Eau Gallie.
Tried to hand it off there to TJ Monroe. Not really much room to run on the outside, but this goes back to what we talked a little bit about earlier, Orville, that when you run the ball every single play, the defense kind of knows what's coming. They're going to have to mix it up a little bit to catch this defense off guard.
Yeah, one-dimensional offense is really good for a defense. So Eau Gallie again, the quarterback in the shotgun position. 2 receivers bottom, 2 receivers top. 3rd down and long. They better hurry. There they go. Quarterback keep right up the middle. Hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped. No gain on the play at all. It's going to be 4th down and 17 for the Eau Gallie Commodores. So they'll come out and punt again. Eau Gallie had the ball one time in the first quarter, and they went 3 and out. Second time, Zane, they made progress. They got 1 first down. And now they go 3 and out. They'll have to punt the ball. This will come at the 9:06 mark in the second quarter. The score, First Academy 6, Eau Gallie 0.
Well, when you constantly run the ball, wow.
Oh, boy. We're going to have
yeah, that's a running into the kicker.
Sorondo Wiley just cleaned the clock of the kicker for Eau Gallie just as he released it. And there was 2 officials standing right there, so they didn't miss anything. They're talking about it to see exactly what they're going to call, but I would say roughing the kicker would be pretty good.
Yeah, it's going to be a roughing the kicker. So it looks like that's going to be 15 yards and an automatic first down for the Commodores. And right now, if you are Eau Gallie, you're going to take any first down you can get. But with the run game being all that Eau Gallie has going right now, they're really going to have to try to mix it up with the type of runs they do. Can't just be Xavier Larice outside or Corbin up the middle. So we'll see how that transpires throughout this game. But Yes, indeed, Orville. It's going to be a roughing the kicker, and that's going to be a 15 yards automatic first down for the Commodores, which puts them at about the 37-yard line. So not quite in field goal range, but with this rain, it's going to be hard to kick the ball anyway.
Alex Goins watching. Councilman, want to say hello to you. Quarterback Keep running around the outside, slides through a couple tacklers. He's hit at the 35-yard line and dropped at the 34. So he'll pick up about, we'll call it 3 on the play. It'll be second down and 7. Mentioned Josh Woods a while ago. Josh now coaching college. Josh, now you have an opportunity to listen to the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily TV, because you're not coaching high school football anymore. You're coaching college. You guys don't play till tomorrow, so good luck tomorrow. And thank you for tuning in, and tell your mom and dad we said hello.
So about a second down and about 6. Decent run there for Larice as he was able to make a couple guys miss.
From the shotgun, handoff to the running back, trying to get around, hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped. No gain on the play, and now we're going to have a flag.
Yep, and I think that one's going to go on TFA. I believe that's going to be an unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, they'll get them for jumping up and down and acting silly.
After the play, yep, and unsportsmanlike. It's going to go on the Royals, so that's going to be another automatic first down for the Commodores. You're going to take it however you can get it. If you aren't going to run the ball effectively, which really it's going to be tough going when the defense knows what's coming at them, you're going to take any first down you can get. But as I mentioned a moment ago, Orville, I think that the run game can work, but you have to mix up the runs you're doing. It cannot be the same thing with Larice up the middle or Larice on an outside. You got to mix it up a little bit, maybe run a little bit of a read option or a speed option that can get the defense off balance.
So here we go, first down and 10. Automatic first down gives them first down at the 20-yard line. Quarterback in the shotgun position, one running back. Eau Gallie taking plenty of time off the clock. Finally, here we go. Here's the snap. Quarterback's going to keep it, trying to get around, hops over one guy, and he's knocked down at the 19-yard line. Fumble on the ground, but the referee said he was already down. So it'll be second down. Looks like they'll give him a yard. Oh, they're going to lose a yard. Went the wrong way. So it'll be second down and 11 for Eau Gallie.
I think at this point, if you're the Commodores, you really got to mix it up some, because Larice is one of your top players, and you really do not want to see him taking this many shots that he is. That was a big-time hit right there, so that'll be something to watch throughout this game, is how many carries is Larice going to be able to handle as the game goes on.
So it's second down and 11. Quarterback wants to throw for the first time, going to the end zone. He's being pushed out of bounds. And it looks like the defender didn't give him any room, but it is an incomplete pass. Now it's going to be third down.
Wasn't a terrible ball thrown, but like you mentioned, Orville, it didn't look like the DB really gave the receiver that was Roll a chance at the ball, but evidently the referees...
He rolled him out of bounds.
Referees thought that it was okay, so
Xavier Corbin, quarterback in the shotgun position. Empty backfield. Third down and 11 for the Commodores. Man in motion. Fakes a handoff. Quarterback keeps it. He's behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose yardage on the play all the way back to the 20. All the way back to the 25-yard line. So now it's going to be fourth down and about 17.
There wasn't too much guessing what Eau Gallie was going to do there. The Royals had it sniffed out from the jump. And at the 25-yard line, Orville, Eau Gallie's not really in position to go for it, but they're going to have to because with this weather, you can't really kick a field goal.
Yeah, good point. So to be 4th down, we'll call it 17. Empty backfield, 3 receivers on top, 2 on the bottom. 4 offensive linemen. Here's a snap. Here comes the rush, throws quickly.
And that should have been a pass interference. Wow, I was correct. It looked like Corbin had the man beat, and there was a lot of contact right there. But no call, so the Royals will take over. And Eau Gallie has to be somewhat pleased with the time that they took off of the clock right there, as now we're down to 5:19 left in the second quarter.
But still no points.
Still no points.
You can only be so happy.
Yep. No points there on the board for the Commodores, but Orville, this is one thing that we pointed out is you want to make this a longer type of game. You can't give them possession after possession, so if you only possess the ball 3 times in the first half, which it seems as if that might be the case for the Commodores. If you're only down 6-0, you can't be too upset.
No, and First Academy, when they receive this kickoff, they'll only have the ball 3 times in the first half, but they ate up over half of the first quarter on the ground as they went in for their 6-point touchdown. 2-point conversion, no good. So that's where we stand at the 5:19 mark here in the first quarter. The First Academy Royals 6 and the Eau Gallie Commodores 0.
Commodores got to be aware of the quarterback run, as number 3 Brian Dillard is not afraid to run it himself.
They hand off to the man. They hand off to Jalen Powell, and he's hit and dropped all the way back to the 20-yard line. He was in the backfield with his quarterback. They'll lose about 4 yards on the play, almost 5. And it'll be second down. We'll call it 14.
That was Caden Jacquez. That's a big-time play right there, as he was able to get into the backfield. And really, if you can get TFA in those 2nd and 3rd and longs, that's where you want to live if you're the Commodores.
Well, you look at the big guys up front for First Academy. They're only going 5 yards off the ball because they're big guys. And there goes a running back right up the middle. That's the quarterback, Brian Dillard. He takes it all the way up to about the 34, 33-yard line. It'd be third down now. But the big guys, they're throwing their blocks, and they're only moving about 5 yards up. So then there's another run, and Eau Gallie's going to stuff them. Eau Gallie's saying they got the ball, but we'll wait and see. Ball was put on the ground, and Eau Gallie gets it. It's a fumble, and Eau Gallie picks it up.
So the keys to victory ahead of the game was, number 1, you got to force some turnovers, and that's the first one of the game for the Commodores. And you got to take over the time of possession. So right now they have a chance to do it. 4:09 left in this second quarter. So at the 32-yard line, now you really only need to go maybe 10, 15 more yards, and you could attempt a field goal. It would be a difficult one with the weather conditions, but
I don't know. It looks pretty clear right now. I can't see the
It has cleared up a little bit here. It's going to be Larice again, empty backfield.
From the shotgun position, man in motion coming near side. They give it to the running back. He turns around and throws it. Left-hander, and it's almost caught, but incomplete. And again, the Eau Gallie fans looking for a pass interference at the 1-yard line, and they do not get it. But great coverage by the defensive back for First Academy. He was with the receiver step by step.
He was. That was Danny Odom for the Royals on the coverage. Great coverage right there. And if you're an Eau Gallie Commodore fan, you'd have to say we like to see the change up on the play call a little bit, that they decided to air it out. That was TJ Monroe that took the handoff but threw it downfield to Corbin. Gave him a pretty decent shot at catching it, but like Orville said, great coverage.
Larice in the backfield, shotgun position. He's going to keep it, running it right up the middle, and he hits a wall. Oh, he's still on his feet.
Yep.
Wow, how did he get out of that mess? He'll go all the way down inside the 25 to the 21-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd down and a yard for a first down. Nice run.
So able to scoot ahead. They're actually going to mark him down. I thought that was a first down initially, Orville, but they're going to mark him just shy of a first down. So
ball's at the 21-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Larice again, the quarterback, number 11. 3 receivers on the left, 2 on the top. Quarterback, empty backfield, all alone. 3rd and short. Here's the snap. Wants to throw, throwing into the end zone again. And let's have a flag, and there it is. Finally, on the other side of the field, away from the near side, Eau Gallie gets a call for defensive pass interference. I'm guessing. We'll have to wait to see, but Eau Gallie seems to be happy about it.
Yeah, TJ Monroe was the intended target right there. Larice gave him a shot at it as throwing it in the back of the end zone, and there wasn't really having to sell anything right there. Defender was all over him. Clear pass interference. So going to set up right inside about I think they're going to be about the 12-yard line, it looks like, Orville.
Yeah, they're right at it, right at the 11. First down for Eau Gallie, first down of this drive, and again, it's given to them on a penalty. They've had 4 first downs in the game. 2 of them have been given on penalties. So it's 1st and 10. Here's the snap. Wants to throw. He's going to have to run it. He's got a little opening on the near side. He's going to run in. He's hit hard, but he goes through. And that is a touchdown.
That's a touchdown for Xavier Larice on about a scamper of
11 yards.
11-yard scamper for a touchdown. 2:47 left in this first half, and this is the type of ball game that Eau Gallie is wanting. They want a game that, whether it is rain or not, they want it to be a quick game but long possessions, and right now with this extra point they have a chance to take the lead.
So it's tied 6-6 right now. Eau Gallie setting up for the point after attempt. There's the snap. Kick is
blocked. It looks like.
Yeah, I didn't see it go anywhere.
Yep.
So it is blocked. So we're tied at 6 as you take a look at the State Farm Insurance scoreboard with 2:47 left to go before the half. It's Eau Gallie 6 and First Academy 6. So what a turn of events for Eau Gallie. They were able to pick up the ball on the fumble at about the 35-yard line. Ran it down with a 15-yard pass interference. They got inside the 10-yard line and in the 11-yard line. And then the quarterback, Larice, ran it in, 11-yard touchdown. Point after attempt, no good. So here with 2:47 to go, we're all tied at 6 apiece. So Eau Gallie getting ready to kick it off.
It's going to be a squib right up the middle.
And there'll be about a 3-yard gain as they'll take it up to about the 30. They're going to give them a forward progress probably at about the 36. Nope, it's going to be short at the 34. Nope, now he's walking. I was right the first time. 37-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 for First Academy. This will be their second opportunity here in the second half. First time they fumbled the ball, gave it to Eau Gallie. 6 plays later, Eau Gallie takes it in for a touchdown. Point after, no good. So we're tied at 6 with 2:39 to go here in the second half. In the second quarter.
We've got a pretty good one on our hands here, Orville.
So far, so good. So Gallie with the ball, First Academy with the ball. Quarterback's going to keep it. He wants to throw, and he's throwing long. Got a man out there, but he overthrows him. Intended receiver that time was McCray. Defender with him step by step, but the ball was just overthrown. It'll be 2nd down and 10. We've got an Eau Gallie Commodore down on the field. So we'll take this second to say thank you to Master Temp Air Conditioning and Heating, located on US 1 just north of the beach line in Cocoa. We also want to thank Beef O'Brady's, located at State Road 524 in Cocoa, for some of the best wings in town. See Beef O'Brady's, ice cold drinks, and see Sean O'Reilly and his staff. They'll take good care of you. It's Beef O'Brady's, State Road 524 in Cocoa.
Looks like we have some more rain trickling down onto the field. And Orville, you look at what's happened throughout this game. Now the run game had a couple of plays with succession for Eau Gallie, but I think throwing the ball was able to catch the defense a little bit off guard. Mixing it up some is what the Commodores needed, and able to move the ball downfield. They did score on a QB keeper, but throwing the ball is really what opened that up. So it'll be interesting throughout the second half as we approach it with just 2.5 minutes left here, if Eau Gallie will decide to really air it out some more.
2nd down and 10. Quarterback again wants to throw. He's looking to go deep again, throwing into double coverage, and nobody there to help him out. Intended receiver that time, Manny McKinney, all the way down to the 10. Great arm by the quarterback. Still overthrew his receiver, but he threw into double coverage. That would have been a tough one to handle. But we want to take an opportunity to thank Denise Adams for watching, Martell Stevens, Maverick Tubman, Diane Landry Billman, and Joseph Bailman. I want to thank everybody for watching. Zane Garcia do his thing tonight on the Friday Night Locker Room, and Space Coast Daily TV. I want to thank Erdman Automotive, Auto Expo 95, Renegade Underground, and Goodson Paving, Quarterback shotgun, 3rd down, 10. Wants to throw to the other side. Now got a man, and it's intercepted by Eau Gallie. 50-yard line, 45, cuts it into the middle, hit hard and dropped at the 40. What an interception for Eau Gallie. And the second turnover, and again, it's in First Academy territory.
What did I say, Orville? Ahead of the game, creating turnovers for Eau Gallie is going to be massive in this ball game. That is now their second forced turnover, and they will have the ball on the plus side of the field again at the 38-yard line with 2:03 left here in the first half. There's still plenty of time for them to put points on the board, but if you are TFA, you got to say, wow, we kind of blew one right there, as before the half you wouldn't want to give the ball back to Eau Gallie.
Yeah, you got to say uh-oh right there. That's for sure. Larisi will be the quarterback. One running back in the backfield, 2 receivers on top, 1 receiver wide on the bottom. First down, and we're going to have a false start. Oh, they called a timeout. That's good, because the Eau Gallie wide receiver on this side was a yard down the field before they snapped the ball. So you take a look at the State Farm Insurance scoreboard, 2:01 to go here in the second quarter, and we've got a barn burner. There's a lot of people that would have never thought this, being here with 6-6 going into the half, and Eau Gallie with an opportunity here to put more points on the board. 2 big turnovers for Eau Gallie, and they caused them both. They caused a fumble, recovered it, And then they got an interception at the 40, their own 40-yard line, brought it all the way back to First Academy 40-yard line. So they're looking at the
And before that timeout was called, it looked like Larice was stepping back to throw it.
Yeah.
And I mentioned just a moment ago, I think that's what got the Royals defense a little bit off balance, is switching it up and throwing it a little bit. I know you don't have your star quarterback, Joseph Allen, but you got to throw it some.
Quarterback wants to throw it, throwing it. Got a man open, and he got him. He got him at the 5. What a throw by Larice. I can't see the number on the receiver.
That was T.J. Monroe.
Monroe with a great catch, lays out at the 5. And they're going to bring it. Knee was down at the 10-yard line. So it'd be a first down for Eau Gallie. 4 series here in the second quarter now. Eau Gallie has done well to keep the ball out of the hands of First Academy offense. So again, Xavier Larice, quarterback. I didn't see who was in the backfield, did you?
It looks like it's going to be Corbin in the backfield with him.
Here's the snap, hand off to Corbin. No, he keeps it going around the outside. He's got an opening. Yep. And if he's not in, it's at the 1.
Yep, it's going to be down to the 1. It's going to be a hold. Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be against Eau Gallie. They'll bring it back. That was all the way down to the 1-yard line. Quarterback keep. Larice takes it, follows a block on the outside, on the far side. Follows the block, gets all the way down to the 1, but we have a lineman or somebody holding. They don't tell you who it is in high school. They just point. That guy.
Well, you look ahead of this one, and you figured with how highly ranked TFA is and the size of the players that they have, that they can come in here and be a big problem for the Commodores. But the Commodores have responded really, really well to that first touchdown by the Royals.
So the quarterback in the shotgun position all by himself, empty backfield. Larice, that's a quarterback. Be first down and 20. Clock will start. We're at 1:12. Here's the snap. Quarterback rolling to the far side. Wants to. Oh, he's hit. Ball is on the ground. Oh, that's a helmet. That's not. Oh, there it comes.
Yep.
And that should be against, from what I saw, First Academy.
Yeah, that's going to be against First Academy, and I believe from where they're at, that's going to be half the distance to the goal on an unsportsmanlike once again. And really, you could have even thought about a face mask, because how do you rip the helmet off without grabbing the face mask?
Well, that might be what it is, but I don't know what they called. Here it goes.
Yep, it's going to be an unsportsmanlike once again on TFA.
They've had 3 of those, and that's cost them 45 yards. And they'll move the ball inside the 15 all the way down back to the 10 where they were originally at. And it'd be second down and 9. They can get to the half yard marker to get a first down.
Brody Grantland in at quarterback now.
Grant wants to throw the lefty, throws into the end zone, and it's caught, but he's out of bounds. So that one to be, I need my binoculars.
So it's going to be third down and
9.
about 9.
Yeah.
They're going to take Grantland out the game and probably, I would imagine, put Larice back in there to toss it.
In comes Larice again, along with Caden Jaquez.
Then we're going to have a timeout.
Sands just asking the referee what they want for halftime meal.
Clock ticking, 52 seconds.
Quarterback, is that Larice?
Yes, that is Larice back there, and I imagine that they're going to they're going to want to throw the ball again, as that has opened the defense up and really has opened some running lanes even for Larice.
We're going to run it right here. We'll see. Oh, we got it. It's going to be against Eau Gallie.
It's going to be a false start.
Yep. That's going to back them up again. That'll be third down now and long for Eau Gallie. What they want to do now is at least 52 seconds left at least. I don't know what their field goal range is, but right now it'd be a little bit tough, like you said, depending on the weather. The ball's setting at the 15, so it'd be a 25-yard field goal attempt.
It looks like we have seized any hard rain, but it's still drizzling a little bit here.
Xavier Luis, the quarterback. And we're going to have a timeout. Coach Sands had 2 men on the wrong side of the ball, and he's going to call a timeout and get everything right. So we want to thank for this chair being here so I can sit down. That's amazing. I want to say hello to my broadcasting partner, Steve Wilson, who's still under the weather. I hope he's watching tonight. He didn't say he was, but he's probably asleep on the couch or watching Barney Fife. But we want to say hello to Flag Jackson. Wanda Krajewski is watching. Wanda, I missed you today when you come by the shop. Good to see you, or good to hear from you anyway. Josh Roberts, FBG Jackson, Mr. O'Connor, Melissa Harpold, Odie and O'Connor. Welcome home, Coach Broom. There
I
you
want
go.
to shout out Josh Roberts. He was our Defensive Breakfast of Champion Athlete of the Year last year.
Quarterback shotgun, man in motion, going to the far side. They're going to roll. They're going to throw it. And it popped up in the air. Eau Gallie fell on it, but I believe it's going to be an incomplete pass. And now it's going to be fourth down.
Yeah, smart play by Larice right there to just throw it into the ground by a receiver.
Now we have a flag thrown.
Wow. I think they might. Are they going to call that grounding?
Let's see. It was a late flag for sure.
Yeah, it was. They are going to call it grounding. Yep.
Oh, my.
It looked like there was the running back in the vicinity of it, but they do call the grounding right there on Larice. So that penalty moves you back in where they're at, Orville.
Out of field goal range,
yeah,
for sure.
I don't think that they're going to kick the field goal at this point. So I imagine with 45 seconds left in this half that you heave it up in the end zone to one of your guys. The fans are not liking that call.
The original line of scrimmage is the 10. The ball is setting on the 30. And Eau Gallie calls another timeout.
So actually, it looks like they're going to punt it.
Not a bad move. Not a bad move.
No, it isn't. And
they're too far to kick it. And you don't want to give First Academy the ball with 35, 40 seconds left. They're going to kick a small straight up, and there they do it. And the ball goes out of bounds over at about the 10-yard line.
Yeah, not a bad idea at all, as the Royals will be taking over at the 14, it looks like. But with 37 seconds left in this first half, they have to move the ball fast. And the Commodore defense has played exceptionally well tonight, slowing down the attack of the Royals.
You know, the defensive line for Eau Gallie has not been putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback, which is giving him time to throw downfield. He just hasn't thrown to the receiver. The 3 long throws that he hit was all 4 or 5 yards long, so he's going to have to cut that out a little bit. But they're just going to run the ball, I think. Yeah, there they go. Still on his feet. They'll pick up 4 on the play, maybe 3. It'll be second down, 26. seconds to go, and they're going to stop the clock with 24 seconds left to go here in the second quarter.
It's actually going to be a timeout by the offense, which is kind of interesting to me, Orville, because if you're the Royals, I would say right now we've already turned the ball over 2 times. You don't want to turn it over a 3rd time and really give Eau Gallie a chance to score. So if I'm the Royals, I'm letting the clock run out and say, hey, let's just go into halftime tied at 6-6 and try to regroup. And if you're Eau Gallie, you're kind of saying, hey, we're in this game and we still feel like we can compete whether we throw the ball or run the ball. We're having some success.
There isn't anything that's happened here in the first half that doesn't tell you that Eau Gallie's in this game. We're tied 6-6 with 24 seconds left to go here in the half. When Sands gets him into the locker room, he's going to be doing a lot of yelling and screaming, but it's going to be, I think, on the positive side. So second down now and 8. Quarterback wants to throw. Got plenty of time. Now he's going to pull it down. He's going to run it. He's going to take a lot of time off the clock, and it takes down to 15 seconds, and they stop it. That will be to move the chains. It'll be a first down for First Academy. First down for them of this quarter. This is their 3rd series. They fumbled and lost the ball to Eau Gallie the first time they had it. The second time they threw an interception and Eau Gallie got the ball. So this is the 3rd time for First Academy to go here in the second quarter. Another timeout on the field. They must give these guys 6 timeouts tonight.
That I believe that is the 3rd and final timeout for the First Academy in this first half. Definitely at least their second. We've seen 2 right away, but 15 seconds left here until we head to halftime. I believe the Royals are going to try to throw one not deep, but they want to throw one around the sticks to allow the guy to get out of bounds without giving up too much time right here.
So we'll see in the backfield Jalen Powell, the running back with the quarterback. Here's the snap. Eau Gallie got 2 guys playing center field. They're going to throw it underneath, and he's got the man.
And it's ripped out. That's a
fumble. Eau Gallie got it. No, it's still on the ground, and I believe Eau Gallie got it again with 2 seconds left.
They do.
We got time for one more throw to the end zone. Who would have thunk it?
So they're going to mark that as the last play of the half.
Oh, okay.
It looked like there was 2 seconds left, but Sands pointed to the locker room. So as it stands now, we're going to be at halftime with a 6-6 score. Orville, your thoughts on the first half and how Eau Gallie was able to have a little bit of success on the offensive side?
I have to tell you, I'm very, excuse me, I swallowed a bug, I think.
This first half was really interesting, to say the least. It looked like TFA was able to methodically drive down the field on that first drive of the game. 6.5 minutes they took off of the time on that first drive and put 6 on the board. Interesting fact, though, is they had that penalty which moved them up to the 1-yard line, and the decision to go for 2 instead of kicking the extra point really could be huge in this game, because now we have a 6-6 ball game instead of really it could be a 7-6 ball game if they would have ended up kicking the extra point. So that'll be something to think about as we head into the fourth quarter, and who knows what the score could be. But I'm looking at both sides of things, and I think that both sides are probably somewhat happy but not happy at the same time. If you're TFA, you're going to say, hey, we're not losing in this game, but we kind of beat ourselves.
Yeah, and to me, that tells me that the coach in the locker room is going to do exactly the excuse me, the opposite that Coach Sands of Eau Gallie is going to do. There's going to be a lot of yelling and screaming at the north end zone because they have had 3 huge turnovers, one turning into a touchdown, which tied the ball game. So this coaching staff and the players for First Academy are not happy at all. And on the other side, I'm very, very impressed with what Eau Gallie has done, especially the defensive backs covering the pass. The defensive line is not getting a lot of pressure on First Academy's quarterback, but the defensive backs are running in the pocket of the receivers, and they haven't made one reception downfield tonight. Now, granted, 3 of the passes that went deep were overthrown by 3 or 4 yards. But one time he throws into double coverage. The second time he threw it long, and the third time, same thing, both overthrown his receivers. So you have to be really excited about what Eau Gallie's done. I think Chris Sands is going to give him a lot of high fives and say, you know, everybody said we couldn't hang with these guys. We're tied with them at halftime. Now let's go out and beat them. Very simple.
There's a lot to be pleased about if you're the Commodores in that first half. So I think those guys will take that little break from halftime and rest a little bit and probably try to get that coordination back down in the pass game, because I think that's what opened it up, Orville, is you saw when they tried to run the ball, the penalties were really able to give them first downs. It wasn't like the run game was consistent. They had some runs that picked up 8, 9, 10 yards, but it was really penalties that gave them a first down. But then when they started to mix it up and you saw Larice drop back to throw it, that also created some pass interferences. But what it does is it spreads that defense out, and now Larice doesn't have 8, 9, 10 guys closing in on him. He has 4 or 5 guys closing in on him, and he's able to get downfield and scamper, which we saw him do for a touchdown. And really, I think that passing game that we saw a couple connections to TJ Monroe, the passing game is not going to be as beautiful as it was with Joseph Allen, but it's something that is necessary, especially to beat a team like the First Academy.
You know, I think one of the things that Sands should put into the repertoire here in the second half is from the shotgun position, send Corbin and Monroe across the middle. Get a short one and let those two, they can run the ball. They can outrun people, and they can make people miss. Just a flare out or across the middle, give them an opportunity to catch the ball, and most importantly, yards after catch. And that's what you want. You want those two guys who are very, very talented when they have the ball, is give them the ball, get out of their way, and let them run. And that's, here again, I'm up here and the coach is down there, and he's doing both coaches on both teams doing a great job. But I think that's the only thing that they've missed. They're not going to run a lot on the big front 5 from First Academy, so they have to create some mismatches, or they have to create a little bit of trickery, if nothing else. Fake it, hand off, throw it over the middle or whatever. But Coach Sands is very good at making adjustments at halftime. So I think you'll see that it'll be a different Eau Gallie team when they come out for the third quarter.
I agree. So we'll be looking forward to seeing that second half in about 11 and a half minutes. So once again, thank you all for tuning in to the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily. Orville Susong, Zane Garcia here at Commodore Stadium, home of the Eau Gallie Commodores. 6-6, great first half on hand. So we'll be taking a short break as it is halftime, and we'll be right back for the second half in just about 11 minutes. Welcome back to the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily. About to start the second half here. 6-6 ball game between Eau Gallie and the First Academy. But before we start this second half here, I'd like to talk a little bit around the county. Orville, do you got a score update for us?
Yeah, I got a couple of them. There hasn't been a lot of posted yet, but big game everybody thought would be important to watch would be Cocoa and Heritage. They moved the game from Heritage to Cocoa.
Did they?
And so and Cocoa's up at home 30-0 over Heritage. The other big game, Merritt Island at home in the O Dome facing Palm Bay. The score there at halftime is Merritt Island 25 and Palm Bay 0. So Merritt Island and Cocoa both throwing shutouts by halftime. So they've got another half to go. But right now, Cocoa 30, Heritage 0, Merritt Island 15, Palm Bay 0. And right here at Eau Gallie High School, the Commodores and First Academy all tied at 6. Very, very exciting game here this evening. Zane, you picked the right game, I think.
Definitely did. I knew that this is a game that Eau Gallie was going to get up for, regardless of having all their healthy players or not. A team that is really one of the best teams in the nation in TFA, ranked at 67. They're going to be really a team that you get up for. So
First Academy will kick it off. Eau Gallie will see their offense here to start the second half. The score tied at 6 as we get set to kick it off. We'll put 12 minutes on the scoreboard. 2 guys deep for Eau Gallie. They're going to kick
it's going to be a little
short
pooch
one,
kick.
And they're hoping.
That's got to be a penalty.
Yep, there it comes.
So that was TJ Monroe that went to fair catch it, and he did fair catch it and was tackled. So.
And everybody saw it. There's 7 referees on the field, and there's 11 flags. So everybody saw it.
That was a really heads-up play there by Monroe, as the pooch kick, that's not really something that you can return because the guys get down there right to you, so you fair catch it and you're tackled. So it's almost like you got a free 15 yards, so you could call it about a 45-yard return if you kicked it all the way.
Absolutely. So Sable Williams, the lady that's running the clock, even threw her yellow flag from the press box all the way to the field because she saw the same thing everybody else saw. And they're going to walk the ball all the way into First Academy territory, and it's going to be at the
47,
46, 47. First and 10, empty backfield, quarterback straight up the middle, hit at the line of scrimmage and drop maybe a yard on the play, and it'll be second down and 9 for Eau Gallie. Just starting the clock now on the State Farm Insurance scoreboard. I want to thank Eric Ponce, Joe Rayleigh, Brian West, and Alan Wester, our 4 State Farm Insurance agents that come on board every year to sponsor the Friday Night Locker Room and Space Coast Daily for high school football. So Gallie will line it up again, and it'll be second down and about 9, a long 9. Empty backfield, 1 receiver on the bottom, 2 receivers at the top. Man in motion will stop next to his quarterback. Here's the snap, handoff to the running back. Trying to get around to the outside. He's going to be hit and dropped at the 50-yard line. That'll be a loss of 4 on the play, and it's going to be third down and long.
Yeah, that was Corbin that took the handoff right there, and really not much room to run as the outside sweep was well covered by the Royals defense. And mentioned earlier, but both sides can really get outside, and it's going to be hard to run it outside on really both defenses.
Defenses are they spread out quickly and they spread out fast. Well, that's the same thing, isn't it? Good job, Orville. It's been a long time. Third down and long for Eau Gallie. Empty backfield. Quarterback takes a snap, going to keep it right up the middle, hit at the line of scrimmage, breaks a tackle, gets down to about the 46, And Larry Torch had an opportunity to throw a flag. He didn't pull it out of his pocket. So it's going to be 4th down for Eau Gallie. And out comes their punter, and that is Xavier Larice. He'll kick it from about his 45-yard line.
Yeah, I don't think Larice leaves the field, Orville. I think that he stays on the field for every single play.
Nobody back again for First Academy.
Yeah, they're ready for a fake if there is going to be one.
This is not the time to run a fake.
Not at all.
4th down and 8.
Yep, pin them deep.
Ball at the 45. Now they step back. Now someone needs to get down and down the ball. It's going to roll into the end zone before they have an opportunity to get down there. So good punt for Eau Gallie, except it goes in the end zone, and they'll bring it out for First Academy. We'll see First Academy on offense here in just a second.
I really don't think that Eau Gallie expected Larice to punt it that far. So that was a little bit of a surprise for the Commodore guys running down there. They're thinking, oh, okay, we'll down this right around the 10, 15-yard line. But no, it rolled all the way into the end zone. It's going to be a touchback, and the Royals will take over.
And that will come at the 9:15 mark here in the third quarter. First Academy will take over. They got the big boy in the middle again, in the backfield again, number 88. He's their blocker. Hand off to the running back. He's going to be stuffed behind the line of scrimmage.
They're saying the ball came out again, and it was recovered back by the Royals.
Nice job by Eau Gallie. Tried to take it to the outside. They cut him down before he got past the tight end, or the defensive end. So it'll be 2nd down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10 for First Academy. Quarterback shotgun, big man in the block. Wants to throw it. He's in trouble, and they got him all the way back to the 15-yard line. And that is a huge sack, and the first sack of the ball game for either team. But this one comes up for Eau Gallie, and they'll spot the ball at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, number 8, that's Ramir Davis, was able to get home on that sack. That's a big one, as now you put TFA in 3rd and, what is that, Orville, probably about 15, 16?
Yeah, got to be at least 15.
So great sack there by Ramir Davis. And TFA will have 3rd and long.
Dillard, the quarterback, Jackson, the big fella standing in front of him. Now they got 2 big guys in front. One running back. Wants to throw, throws underneath, gets by the first tackler, knocked down, maybe a yard on the play. Great defense again. Here we talked about getting outside. The Eau Gallie guys got outside and stopped that little flare out, and it's going to be 4th down and 13, maybe 12 for First Academy, and it looks like they're going to go back and punt, and that's going to be Colson Gill.
Colson Gill back to punt, and TJ Monroe.
Look how big that dude is. He's an 8th grader.
Wow.
And it's going to be a line drive, one hopper. See if he takes it or lets it roll. I'd let it roll. And he does, and they're going to stop it at the 44-yard line. And now we have a flag. And it's going to be probably against – there's 5 First Academy guys and 1 Eau Gallie guy. Guess who I bet they call it on? The Eau Gallie guy. Well, let's see. Is that number 6? That's Corbin.
That is number 0. That's TJ
0.
Monroe.
Okay. See what they're going to call here. They're standing at the 44-yard line.
I think it's going to be, we're going to have another unsportsmanlike.
Well, they're going to wave it off.
Yep.
Okay.
So they said, okay, you trash talk a little bit. We're going to let it slide this time. So
So Gallie will take over with 7:03 to go here in the third quarter. While we have a moment again, we want to say hello to Terry Hill Luke. Oop, I lost him. Robert Weigel's watching. Susie and Robert, I want to say hello. John, Tiffany, Courtney. Empty backfield, shotgun. Wants to throw, throws quickly, and it's incomplete over through his intended receiver, and that was Gabe Player.
No,
that was number 4. I can't even
6.
see it.
Yeah, that was number 6. That was intended
Xavier
for Corbin.
Yeah,
But it sailed a little bit, and that just shows you right there. Larice is not a natural quarterback. He's an athlete. He does it all. We've seen him throw passes, run the ball, receive the ball, punt it. So he does everything, but not a natural quarterback, as you saw there. So
I want to say hello to Karen Colby.
Trips to his left.
Wants to throw, throws downfield, got a man open, caught at the 29-yard line.
It's Monroe again.
Throwing into heavy traffic. Monroe was able to come up with it. That'll be a first down for the Eau Gallie Commodores. Still tied 6-6. Eau Gallie moving the ball here to start the third quarter.
It doesn't have to be pretty. You just got to make the completion. So Larice able to get it to TJ Monroe right there for about a gain at 25.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, you're right. It doesn't have to be pretty. How many ugly girls have you kissed in your lifetime? First and 10. Quarterback, empty backfield, all alone. 2 receivers on the bottom, 3 on the top. 4 down linemen. Now they're ready. There's a snap. Quarterback wants to keep it. Gets past the original line of scrimmage, maybe 3. Be second down and long for Eau Gallie. We'll call it second down and 7. Take a look at the State Farm Insurance scoreboard. 5:57, clock ticking here in the third quarter. We're all tied at 6 apiece.
Yep.
First Academy scored first on their first offensive plays, and they haven't scored since. They haven't got even close.
No, the Commodore defense able to settle in real nicely, and it seems like Eau Gallie's trying some different things, throwing the ball around, and you want to mix it up. If you run the ball too much, the defense will just stack the box.
Larice from the shotgun. Empty backfield. He's going to keep it again, trying to get the outside. Got a nice little block, still on his feet, spins down to the, it's going to be real close to the first down, and it looks like they got it. We'll wait and see for sure. Nope, it's going to be third down and less than a yard for a first down.
Yeah, they're going to call it third and short right here, and if you're Eau Gallie, I think that you don't try to be cute right here. You just run it smack up the middle.
So you got Monroe back in there. You got Xavier Corbin back in there. Quarterback Larice from the shotgun, empty backfield. They're going to spread it out again. Looking for a mismatch in the middle. Here we go. Snap. Quarterback runs it again and hits a wall. Second effort, he's pushing. It depends on where they give it to him. It looks like they're going to be a little short.
Yeah, they're going to say fourth down. It's going to be fourth down and probably
2 footballs.
Yeah, no more than probably a foot and a half. So this is a huge play right here for TFA.
Again, too far to kick a field goal.
Yeah, I mean, it's analytics are going to say go for it every single time when you got 4th and inches. And if I'm Eau Gallie, I don't think that I go shotgun here. I believe they will, but I'd say you go under center and just push.
They're going to go wide. They're going to throw the ball. That's just me. Larice, empty backfield, shotgun. There he goes. He was going to throw over the middle just like we called. Incomplete. I don't see a flag. They tried to go right up the middle, so Eau Gallie again will turn it over on 4th down.
Yeah, you called it, Orville. They did try to throw it, but honestly, with where they're at on the field, it wasn't a bad idea to throw it, but on the 4th down and inches, I think you got to run that. I think you just go straight up the middle once again, get the first down. That one's gonna hurt for Eau Gallie, as they're gonna look back at that one as maybe a missed opportunity to put some points on the board.
Winford Strickland, I believe you're right, and probably would be more than that. Winford Strickland says if Eau Gallie had their number 1 quarterback, they'd be up by 2 scores right now. Probably be more than that with the 3 turnovers that Eau Gallie has caused and the ineffectiveness to run the ball by First Academy. The defense doing well for Eau Gallie. So now First Academy will take over. This is their 2nd time. The last 5 times they've had the ball, it's been 3 and out, a fumble, Eau Gallie got, interception, Eau Gallie got, fumble, Eau Gallie got, and the 4th time, a punt. So something has to happen for First Academy to make it work. There's a run up the middle, and Eau Gallie stops him, and he'll pick up about 2 on the play.
Good thing for Eau Gallie is their defense has been stout all night long, but on the other side of the ball, you're going to have to score to win this game.
Absolutely.
So.
And they give him 4 yards on the play, or 3. It's going to be 2nd down and 7. Here's the snap. Again, running back straight up the middle. That's Powell. He breaks a tackle. He's on his way. There he goes. He's got to be pushed out of bounds. And they catch him, but not before he gets to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like they had him down, and he was able to get loose. So, but I think it's coming back. There's a flag on the field. And it looks like we're going to have a hold, and it might be coming back.
Other than the touchdown, that's the biggest thing that First Academy's done tonight. It's going to be a hold against First Academy, so that 45-yard gain is going to be knocked off the books, and they'll take it back to the 30-yard line.
That's going to push them back to probably about a 2nd and 15 if they move it back.
Well, they got to move it back some, and there they go. They let the guy with the short legs walk it.
It's not going to be a 2nd and 15, but they're going to start that play over again at 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7. Look at the meat they got in the backfield. Now he's moving.
Clock ticking. We're about 2.5 minutes here left in the 3rd.
Dillard from the shotgun, hands off. No, he keeps it. Up the middle, he breaks 1 tackle. He's hit hard at the 28. Still on his feet. I don't hear a whistle. They need to whistle one. Now they throw a flag, and they're going to throw that on Eau Gallie for not releasing him. I didn't hear a flag.
I didn't hear a whistle either.
I mean a whistle.
And
you don't hear flags very often.
It was. Let's see what that call is going to be.
Sands wanting to talk to the referee. Say, how can you call that? They're talking to First Academy. It's going to be against Eau Gallie. Whatever it is, it's against First Academy. What in the heck was that? They're going to walk it back to the
I imagine it
15-yard line.
It had to be another hold.
I didn't see it. He went like that. I don't know what that is. I haven't seen that picture on the referee.
I don't know, but it's 2025 where they can make whatever calls they want to.
There you go. Sure, absolutely. So now it is
to be second and 15.
15, yep.
Yeah. Clock is ticking. We're at the 2-minute mark here, left in the 3rd quarter. 6-6 tie game. Still.
Brian Dillard, quarterback, almost lost the ball. He's going to be hit from behind, and he's able to throw it. Overthrows the intended receiver, which was Manny McKinney, and that's going to be a 3rd down and long.
That's been two or
see a flag?
Yep, there is a flag on the field again.
Looks like the 7-yard line.
It might end up being.
That could be a hold because the quarterback was running for his life. Here we go. We'll get the answer.
Personal foul, roughing the passer.
Oh my!
So
And that's going to be against Eau Gallie. That'll make up a lot of room.
Yeah, that's going to be 15 yards, and that's going to be an automatic first down. So penalties on both sides have been in effect, and the Royals are going to be the benefiters of that one.
Brian Dillard now in the shotgun position. Eau Gallie showing blitz.
He's got a big boy in that backfield with him.
Number 88, that's a big guy. That's Jackson.
Listed at 6'4", 280.
Eau Gallie's they're sending everybody but 4. Now they're going to back off.
And they're going to go deep. And that's incomplete. Oh, wow. He caught that. Wow.
My goodness.
What a grab. That is Brian Williams. What a grab. Over 2 defenders. He just plucked that out of the air, Orville. Wow.
What a catch.
So they're going to go no huddle, hurry up to try to catch Eau Gallie off guard.
That'll be the second first down of this drive.
And no huddle did not work in their favor as another fumble. Eau Gallie's going to take over once again. So after the big conversion right there by TFA, another turnover will switch possession back over to the Eau Gallie Commodores. This is probably the best thing that Eau Gallie could have asked for in that spot, is to get a fumble and take over, because they were kind of reeling right there. You have a no huddle hurry up play that's about to happen, and Eau Gallie was really not ready for it, but bad play, bad snap for the Royals, and the Commodores were able to jump on it and take over.
The last 5 times the Royals have had the ball, 3 fumbles lost to Eau Gallie, 1 interception lost to Eau Gallie, and a 3-and-out punt. Eau Gallie with the ball, 1st and 10.
Larice goes right up the middle, and there's no room to run.
And he loses a helmet. They need to buy some better chin straps. We've seen about 5 helmets come off tonight.
Yeah, at this point, they're probably going to put a little bit of super glue on his hair and just slam that helmet right on.
So
stick it on there.
Larice will have to come out for 1 play. So we will have a new quarterback. We'll wait and see who that will be.
It looks like they're going to send Corbin in there.
Want to say hello to Gail Williams-Top, Josh Roberts.
Shout out to Terry Spain watching.
Hello, Terry.
Thank you, Terry, for tuning in. We got a good one on our hands.
Terry, thank you for letting me fill in for you tonight. I appreciate it very much. Give me a little opportunity to work the booth here. Quarterback keep it, trying to get to the outside. Runs into a whole bunch of people, but he'll get to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, good gain there for Corbin as he takes it outside. And blocking has been key in this game. There's some good blocking there, made some room for Corbin to get outside. So that'll set up a 3rd and probably about medium, say about 4.
Paul Spillers, he's watching Steve Roberts. Want to say hello to him. He says, go Eau Gallie. Right now, Eau Gallie on all cylinders, defensively especially.
Yep.
Still struggling a little bit on offense, but they've held this high-powered offense that scored 57 points last week to 6.
Yep, we're ticking towards the end of the 3rd quarter. Just now 20 seconds left. This might be the last play of the 3rd quarter.
From the shotgun position. Low snap, wants to throw over the middle, and he does, and it's dropped. And again, Eau Gallie wanting a flag. The people in the stands look like a clean stop to me. And it'll be 4th down and 4 for the Eau Gallie Commodores. Eau Gallie needs a good punt here, put him way back inside the 20-yard line. Larice back to punt. No deep men for First Academy. Low snap, it bounces, but he's got plenty of time. Now he kicks it. It's going to out, coverage is there. And they're going to let it roll inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Great punt by Larice. First Academy at the end of the third quarter. They'll take over after we put 12 minutes back on the clock. Your score here at the Commodore Stadium, Eau Gallie 6, First Academy 6. We'll have 12 more minutes of football to go.
This is the type of game that Eau Gallie could not have asked for from the football gods. Is a fourth quarter game between them and TFA is exactly what they could have wanted and asked for. Exactly how they, I wouldn't say it's exactly how they drew it up to have all these turnovers, but they'll take them. And 6-6 ball game, very, very good game we have in our hands. Once again, if you are just tuning in, it was TFA who, on their first possession of the game, scored a touchdown, methodically driving down the field, took 6.5 minutes off the clock. But after a possession or two, Eau Gallie was able to answer back. It was Xavier Larice who rolled out on an 11-yard scamper for a touchdown. I think that we're up to 4 turnovers now, Orville, for the Royals. So
three fumbles and an interception.
Yeah, the turnover battle definitely being won by the Commodores.
They just need to get a point or two out of it.
Yep.
So First Academy will take over 1st and 10. Looks like it's about the 13-yard line. Brian Dillard, quarterback, wants to throw, running to the outside. They've got a man there. He throws it, overthrows the intended receiver, which is Jamai Brown, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, he had plenty of room to run there, but he threw it a little bit behind him, so that would have been a tough grab regardless of who you are. So big time. Oh, well, we have another flag on the play, and that's going to move TFA right back again. So it looks like that was a 5-yard penalty. TFA is going to be backed up again.
That's 10 yards, isn't it?
I
guess not.
Yeah, they backed them up 5
yards,
it looks like. So it's going to be 1st and 15.
1st and 15 for First Academy. Dillard, the quarterback, again had to handle a little weak snap. He's going to run it. He's got some room right up the middle, and he is hit hard by 2 Eau Gallie defenders. And he'll pick up 5, 6, 7 yards, 8 yards on the play.
Honestly, that ball almost popped out again, Orville.
So with the 8-yard gain, it's now going to be 2nd down and 8, as they were way on the other side of the line of scrimmage flag or pole. So it'll be 2nd down and long. Man in motion going to the far side. They'll hand off to him, trying to get around the outside. Hit from behind and dropped. He'll pick up 3. It'll be 3rd down and long. So they'll move it up, and it's going to be 3rd down, and we'll call it 3. So 3rd down and short for First Academy. And they're all ready to go. 2 receivers on the top, 1 wide right, 1 in the slot. Man in motion coming to the near side. The ball's loose. It's going to be on the ground, and First Academy will have to fall on it inside the 5-yard line, and that's going to make 4th down and 2 school buses.
Yeah,
that's a long way.
That's going to be, I think Eau Gallie's going to come after them right here because they're on the, I think the 2-yard line, Orville. Oh, no, they're going to place it on the 4-yard
line.
Regardless, Eau Gallie's going to have to come after this punter. They have a chance to block this punt. Back to return for Eau Gallie. It wasn't a clean punt, but it got away.
One hop.
That's T.J. Monroe.
Monroe picked it up at the 43. Down to the 40, out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Great field position again for the Eau Gallie Commodores. Again, defense. Bad snap that time for First Academy. Quarterback couldn't handle it. Took it all the way down inside the 5. They punt back to Eau Gallie. Eau Gallie's return takes it to
about the 34, I believe.
They're walking around now to the 34.
So amazing field position for the Commodores as they take over here. 9:46 left in this ball game. We got a good one on our hands, 6-6.
So one of these times somebody's going to score.
Josh Roberts says EG defense will always be like that. Best coaches in the state. Eau Gallie's defense has been stout for a long time. That the athletes all around the field have been able to make plays. So Grantland took the snap and was able
still
to
on
elude.
his feet.
Wow. So number 13, that was Ryan Smith on the tackle for the First Academy. However, Grantland did a great job right there of getting around 2 tacklers and managing to really get a yard and a half, which that play looked like it was going to be a loss of 3 or 4 on a sack. So great play right there by Grantland as they wanted to throw it but just not really able to do anything. So
second down and 9 for a first down. Eau Gallie quarterback standing on the 40. He's going to pull it down and run it, and he's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage, and they're going to stop him right there, and it'll be third down and 9 for Eau Gallie.
So
actually, they lose a yard on a lard. Use a yard. Look, will you say that for me?
They lose a yard on that one.
Thank you.
That was Xavier Corbin that tried to run up the middle. And Orville, we've kind of watched this game and how Eau Gallie's run the ball. You can see a size difference on the defensive line of TFA to the offensive line of Eau Gallie. Running it up the middle is not really going to be effective.
No. Again, quarterback in the shotgun position.
They put Larice back in there.
Third down and 10. Here they come. Wants to throw it, throws it over the middle. Oh, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. I'm going to tell you, Zane, that one should have been caught.
Yeah, that's probably the best opportunity that they had to hit a wide receiver downfield. And I'll say right now is that pass was a little high, but yes, it should have been caught. That was intended for Lucas Viselli.
And this comes at the 8:05 mark here in the fourth quarter. Score tied at 6. Eau Gallie's going to – this would be the time for a fake, but they're going to punt it. Now the guys got to get down there and stop it inside, and they do. Yep. Inside the 5-yard line. Yep. Great job by the punt coverage team. And they put First Academy inside the 5-yard line again. So with 7:52 to go here in the ball game, scores still tough. Is my tongue on straight?
Still tied here, 6-6 between TFA and Eau Gallie. This is 2 heavyweights going at it, and really it's been a defensive battle, but I think the story has been more about Eau Gallie's defense because their offense isn't 100%. They don't have big man up front, Jaden Jordan. They don't have quarterback Joseph Allen, so not 100% on offense, but able to play great defense. And that is a safety as who else? That is Xavier Larice that came in there and made a play. And Larice is the guy to make the big plays on offense and defense, and he made one right there. So
a safety for Eau Gallie. This comes at the 7:44 mark. But more importantly, it breaks the tie. The score now 8-6 in favor of Eau Gallie. Again, in the end zone, they caught him.
Actually, my apologies. That was not Larice. That was 13, Keani Guardo.
Okay.
Guardo's made a couple of big plays this season, but right there, that is a huge, huge play. And Eau Gallie is going to get their fans and their crowd into this one. Big moment right now for Eau Gallie because on a safety, you got to kick it from the 20-yard line. So wherever this ball is either fair caught or returned, Orville, the Commodores are going to have good field position.
Yep, you're absolutely right. Vance Phones, the junior, will get set to kick it off for First Academy. He's kicking it from the far hash. And here we go. Ball laying flat on the ground, so it way deep. Caught it inside the 20, up to the 25, the 30. Hit and dropped at the 34-yard line. But a good return. And that's Larice.
Yep.
He does it all.
He does it all. He's going to return it. He's going to punt it. He's going to throw it. He's going to do it literally all. So Eau Gallie is going to take over once again. 7:37 left in this ball game. They are now leading 8-6 after that safety. Big time play there by Keani Guardo as he was able to beat the defender on the outside and tackle the wide receiver in the end zone for a safety. So really momentum play right there by Eau Gallie as they try to put a touchdown on the board.
Want to say hello to Tasha Biggs. Eau Gallie with the ball now. 7:37 to go here in the fourth quarter. Eau Gallie up 8-6 by getting a safety on First Academy just a couple seconds ago. Quarterback's going to keep it. Got a big man chasing him, and they're going to catch him, and he'll pick up back to the original line of scrimmage. And that's Larice. They're putting his helmet back on straight. The big boy leveled him pretty good.
I got to say, these TFA defenders, they're laying the lumber, but they better be careful as that was number 42 on the hit, but he stared down Larice, so he better be careful to not have another unsportsmanlike. That was Alex Willis. Big-time play and hit there, but you could see he got up over Larice and kind of stared him down, so got to be careful of that.
So to be second down and 10, first play, no gain. 6:42 on the clock, man in motion. The quarterback keeps it right up the middle, gets a good block at the line of scrimmage. Still on his feet, 48-50, down to the 46-yard line. And that'll be a first down for Eau Gallie, but more importantly, they move the chains.
I gotta say, Orville, Larice got into that second level, and that wasn't even a stiff arm. That was a stiff punch, as he just knocked Demetrius McCray straight to the ground. That was a big time run there by Larice as he got into that second level and got a first down.
So here we go at first down of this drive for Eau Gallie to be 1st and 10. The ball setting at First Academy's 47-yard line. Quarterback, shotgun, crowd going crazy. Here's the snap. Hand off to the running back, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage. You'll lose 3. It'll be second down and long.
You can tell this TFA team has watched some film on Corbin. They're like, we're not going to let Mr. Corbin get loose tonight because they've had his number. He's had a couple plays where he's scampered for some yards, but really been able to lock down Xavier tonight.
118. So here we go. Second down and 11. Ball at the 47-yard line at First Academy. Quarterback in the shotgun position. Eau Gallie taking their time, letting a little time go off the clock. Handoff, running back, hit hard behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose another 3 yards. It's going to be third down and 15.
It's definitely going to be throw the ball time here, and really, if I was Eau Gallie, I would have thrown the ball there on second down to try to minimize that third and long, because you don't want to stay behind the sticks, especially at this time of the ball game. So it'll be interesting to see what type of play call they're going to do here. And if you are Eau Gallie, is it 4-down territory? If you get it close enough that you can go for it. I mean, your defense has played phenomenal tonight. It'll be interesting to see if they go for it.
3rd down and 15. Quarterback in the shotgun. One running back with him. Wants to throw. Throws over.
Get him out! Get him out!
He wasn't looking.
No, that was intended for T.J. Monroe, who Larice has been able to connect to a couple of times tonight, but not really able to get much there. So on a 4th and long,
You got to punt.
you're not going to go for this one. So
Larice will go back to – I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yep, Larice is going to go back there to punt.
And back. Back for First Academy will be number 7, Devin Jackson. He's a senior. And he'll call for a fair catch. And he drops it.
Yep.
Oh, no, they gave it back to First Academy. I thought
Wow.
Eau Gallie had got that one.
Wow. There was a lot of players down there, and Eau Gallie really should have had that one. But it was First Academy recovering it.
And
So
that
with now 4:03 left in this ball game, it is still Eau Gallie 8, the First Academy 6. And it's getting down to crunch time for both sides. The First Academy, they need a score desperately. And Eau Gallie, they would like to score one more time themselves and put more pressure on this Royals team.
Out comes the Eau Gallie defense. They played well all night long. The first series was the only time they gave up big yardage, but they used up 6.5 minutes of the clock to do it. So their defense has got to be ready for this last run here. 4 minutes and 3 seconds to go. First Academy, 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Dillard in the shotgun. Handoff right up the middle, maybe a half a yard.
Great play there by Gabriel Player, as he just really came around that edge and was flying in there for the tackle.
So they give him a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9. Again, they got the big guy, Deion Jackson, in the backfield to block. Here's the snap. Quarterback wants to throw. Got all the time in the world. Got a man open. And he caught it. And he knocked down at the 32-yard line. 29-yard line. What a catch. What a throw.
Yeah, that was number 1. That's
Manny
McKinney, and he's got some wheels on him, as he was able to burn the Eau Gallie defenders right there and get behind them. So big-time play, as the Royals have really been trying to connect on that all night long.
First time they've had it.
Yep.
1st and 10 as they go quickly. Hand off to Powell around the inside. Now back to the middle. And he's knocked down at the 25-yard line. Be a gain of 5. Be 2nd and 5. 3:07 to go. Whistles all over the place.
Yeah, we're ticking down to the 3-minute mark in this ball game, and now there's going to be a little bit of some strategic calls on both sides, because the First Academy, you don't want to score too fast and give Eau Gallie so much time, but at the same time, you don't want to not score. So you really are close to field goal range now. If Eau Gallie can get a stop, they're going to be taking some timeouts to preserve as much time as possible.
So here we go. 2nd down, and we'll call it 6. Dillard wants to run it, and he's going to follow a block around the outside. He turns the corner, and he's
Wow.
knocked out of bounds by a dump truck.
He took a shot right there. I think that was Captain Roll, the freshman.
Down to the 10-yard line. That'd be a first down. That'd be second first down of this drive for First Academy. And the ball's going to be on the 9.5-yard line. So it'd be, oh, no. Oh, there you go. I saw him flip it over to fourth down. First down and goal. Straight to the running back, Powell, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage.
Great stand right there by the Commodores defense.
They snapped it directly to the running back, and Eau Gallie was all over it. So they'll move it to the 12. It'll be second and 12 for First Academy to get in for a touchdown. Brian Dillard, the quarterback.
We're now under the 2-minute mark at 1:50 left in this ball game.
Jalen Powell, quarterback, keeps it straight up the middle. Nobody's going to touch him. Touchdown. And that comes with 1:39 to go here in the fourth quarter. Brian Dillard takes it up the middle. 12-yard touchdown run.
Yep, it was the time that CFA had to have it, and they did. So.
And they'll try the point after. Kicking the ball will be Vance Fawns.
Yep, we're going to have a timeout, TFA.
I'm wore out, dude.
TFA might be discussing about going for the 2-point conversion right here. Because if they go for the 2, then they put them up 6. And we've already seen Eau Gallie's kicking situation, not the best right now. So it will be interesting to see what they do right here. Because if you kick the extra point and Eau Gallie scores, then they're going to take a 1-point lead regardless. .139 left. This touchdown came at a crucial time. And still enough time for Eau Gallie to score if they can get some movement downfield.
First Academy's going to go for 2. Dillard in the backfield, Powell the running back, Dillard the quarterback. In the shotgun, man in motion going to the far side. Quarterback keeps it right up the middle. And no good.
Did not get there.
Did not get there. But a touchdown will only do for Eau Gallie to win this one.
Yep.
So it all comes down to Eau Gallie offense with 1 minute and 25 seconds to go. Eau Gallie will get the kickoff from First Academy. They've had the ball 3 times in the fourth quarter. 2 punts and a safety. What they need right now is a run back.
They do. And honestly, I think the only way that offensively they're going to have to move the ball is through the air. So be ready for Larice to throw the ball, and if they can get a couple pass interferences, they're going to take it.
So here we go. Fawn's ready to kick it off from the 40-yard line.
Got to imagine they're going to kick it deep.
Eau Gallie.
They do.
And we got a flag on the play. Illegal procedure against. Now, how did he call that way back there? And the 3 guys up here didn't call it.
Great eyesight.
So that's good for Eau Gallie. they'll walk it off a little bit, won't they?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to move it back 5 yards.
5 yards.
But I will say, Vance has a leg on him, so
Yeah.
this is going to probably go all the way back to, looks like it's Larice and Corbin who are back there at the 5 yard line.
So here we go. Vance Fonz will get ready to kick it. He's kicking it now from his own 35-yard line. And it's high in the air, end over end. It's going to be taken at the goal line. Here we go. 5, 10, 15, 20. Knocked down at the 24-yard line.
So a minute 33 left on the clock. This is the last opportunity. I mean, never say never, but this is pretty much the opportunity right here that Eau Gallie has to win this ball game. Is going to come down to the last 93 seconds of the game.
Want to say hello to Scottie Pippen. Is he still in Chicago? D. Clark Russell, Brian Fisher. Say hello to all of them. Thank you for watching the Friday Night Locker Room. 1st and 10 for Eau Gallie. The ball setting at the 25-yard line. Empty backfield. Here we go. They're wanting to throw it. They're going to throw it up high. And they didn't give it. It's intercepted. I mean, it's incomplete.
Incomplete. Larice throwing it for Corbin right there. He threw it in a double coverage. Very dangerous pass. So they're going to have to regroup right here and do it over again. So minute 26.
They're not going to let anybody get behind him, that's for sure.
Not
what
at
you
all.
need to do here is a quick out to the outside. Let him go up the sideline as much as he can and then step out of bounds, stop the clock.
Yep.
Same formation. Quarterback shotgun. Wants to throw quickly. There you go, and there's nobody there. Throws in between two receivers. One stopped, the other kept going, and he hit him right where nobody was.
Well, this is the moment that they miss Joseph Allen the most, is a drive like this where you don't have a quarterback who's a natural passer. You have a quarterback who's an all-around athlete, and Joseph Allen, he's a consensus 3-star right now with multiple D1 offers, so he's the guy that in this moment would really be able to move them down the field comfortably with no issues. So it's going to be quite interesting right here to see what the offense for the Commodores is going to do as we approach a minute 22 is what we have left on this clock. Yeah, it's kind of tough right now for Eau Gallie as they have Larice throwing the ball. He's not a natural quarterback, just an athlete. So, which he's completed on some passes tonight, but you can see he's not a quarterback. He's an all-around guy. So
here we go, 3rd down and 10 from the shotgun position, empty backfield. Going to roll to the far side. He's going to keep it. He's got some room. Oh, he dropped the ball. Holy mackerel, he dropped the ball.
Wow. Clock is still going to run, too. So that's massive right there. As Orville, you said it, he had room to run down that side.
Nobody hit him or anything. He just turned the corner and dropped the ball.
Yep. So massive play.
Timeout called, 1:08. They stopped the clock at 1:08.
Yep, timeout Eau Gallie.
Be 4th down and 8 for the Eau Gallie Commodores. So this will be maybe the last play. You never know.
Yep. This might be the ball game right here for Eau Gallie. And honestly, if you're TFA, you're coming out of here with a big sigh of relief that we turned the ball over 4 or 5 times and came out of here with a victory. For Eau Gallie, you got to be upset that you didn't take advantage of the opportunities that you had, but at the same time, there's not much you can do. I mean, the quarterback situation being the biggest issue. You're not able to throw the ball how you'd like to. So very difficult situation on the offense for Eau Gallie is really their main crutch here. But they still have a 4th and 8, and they have a chance to stay alive here.
Man in motion going to the far side. They little flicker back to the running back, hit, and that's it.
Yep.
First Academy stops Eau Gallie at the 23-yard line, and Eau Gallie will turn it over there at the 23-yard line in their own territory.
A minute 2 left in this one, but that is the ball game, as TFA presumably will take some knees here and get out of here with a victory. Eau Gallie, they got to be upset that they weren't able to capitalize on some of the opportunities they had, but at the same time, you stayed in this ball game with a team that I don't know what Vegas says about this game, but I assume that TFA was probably favored by more than a touchdown. Yeah. So you gotta look at the positive side of things. Eau Gallie stayed in a game that TFA was probably favored by quite a bit, and they showed a lot.
Here with a minute to go, we want to thank Brian Fisher, D. Clark Russell, Snap Bell for tuning in, Greg Carnes, Paul Spillers, and Battle Key. And they're going to take a knee, and the clock will run from there. We're under 1 minute to go with Eau Gallie trailing 12-8. We want to thank Tasha Biggs, Anthony Jackson. Anthony Jackson says, great fight, Eau Gallie. That's it in 3 words. Is that 3 words? Yeah. Great fight, Eau Gallie. You can't say enough about the effort for Eau Gallie, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And First Academy will take the snap with the second down, and they'll take it, and that will do it. And as the clock hits 23 seconds, they'll let it run down. First Academy will leave Eau Gallie Commodore Stadium with a 12-8 win. But I can tell you this, there was a lot of excitement on the other side waiting to get something done, because through 3.5 quarters, First Academy, other than the first 6 minutes, did absolutely nothing that they were supposed to do against the Eau Gallie Commodores.
Yeah, Eau Gallie put themselves in a position to win this game, but you can say a lot of things. You could say that they should have won this game, but they didn't do this or they didn't do that. But overall, Eau Gallie gave themselves a shot, and they just couldn't get it done tonight. But great fight, great effort. TFA answered when it mattered most, and that's really what it's about. Is it doesn't matter if you score the touchdown in the beginning of the game or the end of the game. You got to win the game. So they finished it off and were able to win this one 12-8. But as we saw, Cocoa was dominating Heritage, so that sets up a thriller for next week. Both these teams will go to 2-2. TFA 2-2, Eau Gallie 2-2 on the season, and Cocoa beating Heritage moves them to 2-2 on the season. So next week, Orville, presumably really the best 2 teams in Brevard County right now, Eau Gallie and Cocoa, going to go head-to-head at Cocoa. That should be an absolute dandy between 2 teams with many players that will be playing Division I football in the future.
So Eau Gallie loses tonight. They were our number 1 Friday Night Locker Room Space Coast Daily top 8. They were number 1. Cocoa was number 2. They're winning. Merritt Island, they are winning. Heritage lost, right? Cocoa beat Heritage.
Yep.
MCC's number 5, Vieira's number 6, Melbourne 7, Satellite 8. We don't know how the other teams did. But tonight here, very impressed with the defensive side of the ball for the Eau Gallie Commodores. Very unimpressed with the offensive side of the ball for First Academy. Coming into this ball game, you were looking at 35, 36 points probably.
Yep.
They put up 57 against Treasure Coast, which is not a slouch team. They're a pretty good team. So they put up 57 last week. Eau Gallie did a great job on the turnover-wise. They created 5 turnovers, which probably First Academy hasn't done that in 2 years.
Right.
So, question, did First Academy come in thinking, we got this game beat already, let's just play it out? And they played loose. They played too loose. They lost 4 fumbles and an interception. No, normally in a game like that, when you lose 5 turnovers, you lose the ball game.
Yep.
So you have to give it to First Academy for making that last Dan Marino, 2 minutes on the clock down to the end zone for a touchdown to win this ball game. And I'm very impressed with Eau Gallie. More so even in the loss than I am with First Academy.
Yeah, I think that you can chalk it up to what some of the viewers have said, that Eau Gallie would be winning this game if they had their starting quarterback Joseph Allen. I think that you could really agree to that and more, say that they would be up by maybe a couple of touchdowns in this game, because without a passing game, the lock-in is just on the run. So Eau Gallie having to run it 30, 40, 50 times a game, a team like TFA, especially they've got some players on that side of the ball, they're able to lock this run down and not really prevent any big plays. So a great game on both sides of the ball. I think TFA was probably projected to win this game by multiple touchdowns, and Eau Gallie answered the call and played very, very well. So next week be interesting between Cocoa and Eau Gallie.
Well, I tell you what, Coco's not bowling over a bunch of people either. So, they come in with what, a 1-2 record?
Yeah, they'll be 2-2 after
Yeah.
this win tonight against Heritage. So it'll be very interesting.
So, that'll be a game that be on Space Coast Daily somewhere down the line. You want to tune in for that. Hard to say where Zane Garcia will be. Terry Spain should be back. So we may be doing some shifting around a little bit to try to get Friday night football on the air, but we will do the best we can. And we want to thank everybody for watching the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily TV tonight. And Zane, your last thoughts?
I think that overall Eau Gallie's defense is what impressed so much. And like you said, they played the top 5 team in Georgia, a top 5 team in Alabama, and put up more points against them than they did against this Eau Gallie team. So Eau Gallie's defense hung in there throughout the entire game and really gave them a shot to win this game. But obviously the offense not really able to click and connect as they would like. So tough loss for Eau Gallie, but they will take it on the chin, and they'll be prepared when they head to Cocoa next week. So once again, everyone, thank you for tuning in to the Friday Night Locker Room on Space Coast Daily. Orville Susong, Zane Garcia from Commodore Stadium. It was the TFA First Academy Royals winning this one 12-8 over the Eau Gallie Commodores. And we will see you guys next